So we have here another example, which is we have an equation f of x is equal to the square root of x. So just ignore this one. So I will rewrite, for example, x is equal to 4. So f of x is equal to 4 equal to square root of x, which is 4. Our f of x will be equal to positive negative 2. So since we obtain f of x positive negative 2, then this equation is not a function. So we will only use either f of x is equal to positive 2 or f of x is equal to negative 2. So we can use positive 2 or either negative 2, but we cannot combine or use both the positive 2 and negative 2. We will only use either this positive 2 or negative 2. So that is the reason why here x is we assign values for x. We only assign values for x positive values, because we cannot have for example, we cannot have a negative square root, because a negative square root, so we cannot have a negative square root because a negative square root of a certain value is unknown, so it is imaginary. So that is the reason we only assign values for our x a positive value. So if x is equal to 1, we obtain y is equal to the square root of 1, which is also equal to 1. And if x is 0, we obtain square root of 0 for our y, which is also equal to 0. And if x is 2, y is square root of 2. And if x is 3, y is equal to square root of 3. And if x is 4, y is equal to square root of 4, which is positive negative 2. And again, we only use the positive 2. So if 5 is square root of 5, we obtain positive negative value, and again we only use the positive value. So we can satisfy the concept of a function. And if our x is 6, so we obtain the positive square root of 6. So if we start from 0, if our x is 0, our y is equal also to square root of 0, which is also 0. So this is the coordinate of 0, x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. And if our x is equal to negative 1, or 1 rather, so if x is 1, y is equal to 1. So 1, x is 1, y is 1. So if our x is 2, our y is the positive square root of 2, which is square root of 2. So 1.41. So x equal to 2. Our y, which is this one. So we have here 2 and y is 1.41. So this is our coordinate. And if x is 3, our y is square root of 3. So square root of 3. So we only obtain the positive value, which is 1.73. So if x is 3, so our y is 1.73. And if our x is 4, we obtain the positive square root of 4, which is positive 2. So x is 4 and y is here positive value of square root of 4, which is positive 2. And if x is 5, So square root of 5 is 2.23. So if x is 5 here, square root of 5 is positive 24. So we only obtain the positive value. And if x is 6, square root of 6 is 2.45. So if x is 6, our y is 2.45. So we will connect function which is f of x is equal to square root of x. So if we take the negative, for example, if we take the negative value of our y, so our function will be at the fourth quadrant, will be the opposite of this graph, or the mirror of this graph, if we use the negative value of this square root. So this will be our graph. But if you only take the positive value of our square root, this will be our graph. But if the negative value, this will be the graph. So I will end here in this example. You can try different, you can try the another equations. So by using this technique or method, by assigning values, and if you have you have inquiries or you have questions, if you are confused about the method that I have teach to you, you can ask in the comment section, and I will make my best to reply as soon as possible.